There's a moment in Scream 1996 that has always bugged me. During this particular scene, when Sidney is getting Dewey's gun outside the Macher home, we see Randy Meeks approaching her, telling her that they need to leave, but insisting that Stu Macher is the killer. The ironic thing here is that Randy ends up being right in the end, but one thing has always made me wonder, what did Randy see here that confirmed to him that Stu was a killer? After searching online and having no luck, I decided to take a deep read through the very first original draft for Scream, and I finally have an answer. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of Beyond the Mask. Today I'm going to be revealing to you guys exactly how Randy Meeks knew that Stu Macher was a killer in this particular scene. I know it's actually a moment from the movie a lot of people have been curious about, so hopefully this will explain what happened. So the issue with the final Scream movie from 1996 is that there was this first version of the movie that had this story set up, but following that we had changes, edits and scenes that were removed. But then the aftermath of those scenes would remain. Well, this situation with Randy and Stu is no different. The whole scene here is an accumulation of scenes that were removed from the movie, and now the scene loses its context somewhat. So in order for you guys to understand the setup and what's going on here with this scene, I'm going to have to explain what happens in the original draft between Randy Meeks and Stu Macher. So I don't know if any of you have noticed, but Randy and Stu have a strange but interesting friendship, but I've always sort of considered them as friends, to be honest. They share many scenes together, and then if you notice during the Randy/Halloween scene, this Ghostface obviously is Stu, but he hesitates when killing Randy, like he didn't really want him dead, and I think that Stu hoped that Randy would have left with everyone else when the call was made regarding Principal Himbry. So in the original draft, this is elaborated on. Stu and Randy were actually really close friends, so much so the whole Halloween watching scene didn't have a room full of teenagers. In actual fact, it was just Stu and Randy. They have this huge back and forth with each other, in which the dialogue spoken in the final film is the same but just between these two characters, if that makes sense. The rules scene is the same, but it's simply Randy explaining them to Stu. There's so much more to their friendship, but in the original draft I'd say Stu and Randy were closer than Billy and Stu, who had a somewhat abusive relationship. Randy appears to be only present in the script because he is Stu's friend. So what does this friendship have to do with that final scene the pair have? From the moment that Stu asks Tatum to get him beer, she disappears from the house party. Now remember that Stu and Randy are alone, and so the setting is far more intimate between the pair. So Randy is suspicious as to why Tatum hasn't returned to the house. Each time they're shown together, Randy asks Stu where Tatum is, to which Stu informs him he sent her to get beer. Then following this, we get another moment with the pair where Randy probes Stu over Tatum again. Stu continued to brush it off, but Randy begins to get slowly suspicious, and that kind of just mounts over the whole movie watching thing, whereas in the final version that we got, Randy never asks about Tatum. There's nothing to imply that he's remotely concerned as to why she hasn't come back, but Randy is actively probing Stu as to why she hasn't returned. So when Stu begins his attack against Sidney, the same scene occurs when, he walks in on Randy watching Halloween, but Stu actively again chooses to spare him, and it makes so much more sense with the extra scenes with the pair beforehand, because you knew that Stu actually liked Randy and considered him one of his close mates. So with Randy's mounting suspicion over Tatum, when he proceeds to find her in the garage, surrounded by beer bottles, based on the fact that Stu knew she had gone to collect them, Randy puts two and two together and immediately believes that Stu is the killer. After all, in the original draft there was only Randy and Stu at the party at this point, so when Tatum disappeared, there wasn't a whole lot of suspects as to who could have done it. And Stu was continuous in his claims that she'd gone to collect beer and that he wasn't sure where she'd ended up. And it was that kind of brushing off that immediately aroused Randy's suspicion. So that is why Randy was adamant it was Stu. So a lot of this was changed when the movie hit theatres. We didn't see the interactions between Randy and Stu as much as they were in the original script. In fact, a lot of the dialogue between the pair was passed around the numerous partygoers in the finalised version, but they kept the Randy-Stu scene in there. But without the context of the original draft, it's somewhat confusing why he was so sure Stu was the killer. But I do hope this has helped provide some closure on this scene and provided a clearer understanding as to why Randy was so adamant that Stu was a killer and that he and Sydney were in danger. I finally got my hands on more original scripts like this, so I will be covering a lot more from the franchise that we didn't see, so be sure to subscribe and sign up for notifications so you don't miss a single video. If you are unaware, I'm currently working on a novelisation that will continue the Lakewood story that was set up in MTV Scream. The book will serve as a continuation to the story where it left off in Season 2, and has also been okayed by the showrunners of the show, and will have the official Paramount title attached to it. If you would like early access to the novel, then you can join my Patreon below, where I will be releasing chapters every month over there, so you guys can see how everything goes down before it hits Kindle next year. The link to Patreon is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.